What started as an old naval research barge has slowly turned into the floating home of our dreams, and we are so excited to move in. But there's one more thing that we've been holding out on, and in this episode, we're putting the finishing touches on this barge and finally spinning it around.
This is exciting. I just went in, I talked to the marina owner, and I was like, hey, any chance you guys would be available to help us spin the barge around sometime in the next week or two? 15 minutes later, they're here with a boat and we're gonna spin this thing around. So we're about to get this as our view out our front door. It's a little bit of a last minute scramble now, getting all the extension cords undone and hoses disconnected. We have been talking about turning this thing around since like the very first day we worked on it. So it's a little surreal that it's finally happening. Because this means that we're almost done. Maybe not. We are free. Where should we go? Okay, so the game plan is we're gonna basically pivot the boat like this, so it's perpendicular to the dock, then rehook it to the front and then try to bring the front around and then push it in. The cool thing about this riverboat is you see that snub nose on it. They can actually push on the barge with it. I don't know without their help how we would have done this. Can you imagine the first time we actually get this thing powered and drive it across the lake? All right, we're free, huh?
Oh my gosh. This is insane. Look, sitting at the dining table, waterfront. Sitting in the lounge chairs, waterfront. Barbecuing, waterfront. This is, I cannot believe that we built this and that this is unreal. Mama said it's all right. I should have been filming that because you almost fell in.
I almost fell in?
Yeah.
Oh. I think that's gonna end up right about the right height if I just go through the, I'll pick this one up and then yeah, if you go into that tire. Yep, and then you stand there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Just a second ago, maybe that will work.
You ready?
Yep.
See what we got here.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, Courtney, this is our front patio.
We've been talking about spinning this barge around since 5 years ago. When we saw it for the first time, we were like, man, imagine building a deck and spinning it around and like to actually be here.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of us. Like
a huge project, but also it's so rewarding. And it's really like what I'm looking at right now is all these ideas we had when we were designing everything about where the windows go and how this works. It was all around it being this direction. And so for that to come together.
Thank you guys so much. Like you're the reason we could do this project. Like there's no way that we ever would have done this without you guys. So thank you so much for liking and commenting and watching and subscribing and like. Your support of this channel is what lets us live our dreams. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Here we go. Woo!
I'm pretty sure I screamed before I hit the water. When I woke up this morning, there was a chill in the air that can really only mean one thing. Winter is coming. And after 5 years living here in North Idaho, I've learned that just as important as preparing my equipment is preparing my body. With flu season just around the corner, I like to make a conscious effort to up my vitamin C intake, and with these shorter daylight hours, I also like to add in some vitamin D. Grüns has been the perfect solution for me, so I'm very excited to share that they're the sponsor of today's video. This little green bear isn't just a multivitamin, greens gummy, or prebiotic, it's all 3-in-1 in one convenient, easy to take pouch, and it actually tastes great. A daily snack pack includes several gummies because you can't fit 20 plus vitamin and minerals in just one little gummy. Alfalfa, kale, spinach, broccoli, these are some of the first ingredients, and yet they still taste great. Something that I've learned with age is just how important fiber is. With 6 grams of fiber sourced from fruits, vegetables, and superfoods, daily fiber intake can help control my blood sugar, reduce cholesterol, and keep me regular, if you know what I mean. If you've been looking for an easy one-stop supplement that's also delicious, now is the perfect time to try Grüns. Make sure to use our link below and you can save up to 52% off today. It's time to get the power and the water hooked up, starting with the water, which means step 1 to getting the water on is getting the water heater installed. Okay, this is an aluminum drain pan that we're going to be setting the water heater in. I want the drain facing that way so we can route it outside. Since this is a boat and it does move, I think it's going to be a good idea to strap the water heater in. So I've got one of these earthquake strap kits. So I'm going to add a few furring strips in here just to help stiffen the wall up. Then we'll slide the water heater in, strap it down. This goes like this. That's not going anywhere. One of the challenges I was having trouble with our water inlet was how to keep whatever valve and inlet and everything that I chose from freezing. I was walking down the hardware store aisle when I noticed this is a frost-free hose bib. Basically, this was just a really simple all-in-one solution that gave us a valve, it gave us a way to connect a hose, and it gave us a winterized system. All right, with any luck now, that'll all fit through the hole. That's it. We're done with the plumbing on the barge. Okay, next step is to run our hose from the dock to the barge, turn everything on, check for leaks, and make sure the faucets work. I'm gonna run the hose under the dock here. All right, water's on. This project has reminded me of another project we did way back on the channel, our very first winter up here in Idaho, when we collected snow melt out of the culvert, pumped it into an IBC tote, and then hauled it up the hill so that we could then make a temporary shower setup. It's like, gosh, those were crazy times. I'm just laughing at the number of temporary water setups that we've had over the last few years. Hey, can you just go back by the water heater and just stand there when I turn this on to make sure that nothing like comes unhooked or leaks? Yeah. She says nothing bad has happened yet. Okay, I'm gonna come in. Okay, here we go. First test of the faucet. Wait, there's no water. Do those frost-free hose bibs have a check valve in them? Okay, welcome back. Tomorrow is today, and today is the day that I get this water hooked up to this thing so we can finally start using the kitchen sink. I learned a valuable lesson yesterday that seems kind of obvious in hindsight, which is that this frost-free hydrant with the anti-siphon, well, the anti-siphon makes it a check valve, so I can't backfeed through it like I thought I would be able to. I've got some parts that are definitely not meant to go together. We're gonna try to get this thing hooked up. Okay. Hose thread, PEX. You do your best and you caulk the rest. So I get the same functionality still as I was gonna get with the frost-free, where I can disconnect the hose, I can turn that valve off, and everything on the exterior of the house will drain away. So we're still gonna have the winterizing ability, and it's kind of nice that I can shut the water off on the inside of the barge now. Overall, I think this solution actually might be better than my first solution. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Here we go. We're filling. We're gonna have water for the first time. There it is. One more thing crossed off the list. Okay, what's next? Yeah, I'll get the propane hooked up and then we can fire at the oven. Guys, we are getting really close to having like an actually functional house in here. So if you missed the kitchen video when we initially started this project, basically what we did is we were able to run this CSST tubing up underneath this building, up through the floor into the kitchen island to power the oven. And now we need to route it all the way to the back of the building where I'm gonna install the propane tank and the regulator. And while this is rated for outdoor use, I don't really want to just like run this along the building because I'd be worried about it getting physically damaged and the yellow is ugly. What I came up with is to put it inside of some electrical conduit. All right, I have no idea if this is gonna work. This might be a fool's errand. Because now I have to work this all the way down to there. I'm really happy with that. Like, it's funny how things work out. I didn't even have to cut a single piece of conduit.
Good morning.
Good morning. Right now, I'm just admiring the new view. It is insane how different this is now. For being in the exact same place. Today's project, I'm excited about. I was at the hardware store last night and they had these on clearance. How cool are these gonna look? They're like the dangly ball lights that you see on fancy restaurant patios.
I think they're called bistro lights, but maybe we should rename them.
Today, we're gonna hang some dangly balls. It does come with little clips built in though for clipping onto the cable.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Instead of zip ties. And then whenever we get to the end, we'll just cut it and duct tape it.
What?
Electrical tape or marine grade heat shrink because we're on a boat. How's that?
Okay.
Oh boy.
At least it's not in the bottom of the lake.
I'm gonna climb the ladder. Now I think if I put the spool
In the lake?
in the lake, I think if I put the spool right there, it'll unwind as I do this. Wow. Now we're cooking. This time I actually will use the ladder because I'd be pretty silly not to. This is called a thimble, and this is called a ferrule, and this is supposed to be crimped on with a swaging tool. I don't have that. So we're going to be trying to crimp this using a hammer and a punch.
Yeah.
So I think if we hold that like that, and then hit it.
It's gonna hurt.
Ready?
Yeah. Ah!
Yeah, no, that's working. So now we know, if we're ever in a pinch and we need a crimp tool, all you need is a angle grinder wrench, a big wrench, and a sledgehammer. Oh man. This is supposed to be inside of this. We have a solution. There we go, Courtney. It cost us an extra $1.60. All right, that's gonna hook there. Let's unspool a little more. These also aren't the right cutters, which is funny because every spool and the crimp tool came with cutters. So I have 4 pairs of cutters, 0 here. But this time we're gonna remember to do that.
Wait, that worked way
That worked way better. That's because these are solid. These are for tying up the submarine. Or maybe the float plane someday? How cool would that be? Perfect. Yeah, they don't necessarily need to be like guitar string tight, right? Just snug enough that I'm trying to decide what I'm doing. You'll just get a little bit ahead of me.
It's a race. Riley!
Oh, yeah. Oh, you still need more. All right. And I'm gonna cut the end of the strand off. I already checked, it's gonna be like right here. Gauge party mode. Well, now it's just gonna show them. I'm gonna seal the end with a little dab of black silicone so that it can't shorten so the weather can't get to it. Yeah, I could, but I don't have any here. So this is what I had here to make it work. Little dab, there we go. That'll dry. We're all set. Party mode. I'm gonna drop black on this deck.
The barge is far from done, but it's done enough to enjoy with friends and family, and the past few weeks have been some of the best weeks of our lives.
Fish! It's the biggest fish we've ever caught! Look at that thing!
Look at that thing, you can't even pick it up, it's bending the rod.
We've soaked up the last bits of summer and we're headed into winter with a newfound passion for the water. And that has us dreaming of our next big project. But more on that one soon.
30-pound crappie.
Show me the fishing pole that you used.
Dude, it was right as I was saying, I think we're not gonna catch another one tonight.